Introduce myself. My name is Frank Iaquina. We're going to be hiring for a nurse managerial position here. So, Melissa, we're going to go ahead and get started. Just a simple, basic question right out of the gate. Outside of work, what are your favorite things to do? Leisure time? Just trying to give me an idea of kind of what you like to do.
Oh my gosh, I really love working out. I love running. I love being outdoors, hiking. I'm pretty much into a lot of physical activity. My husband and I enjoy sailing. It just being outdoors, enjoying the weather.
I enjoy that a lot too. It kind of offsets things. It really kind of balances you out, especially when you have stressful things at work. And this is a high intensity job. So, as you know. Okay, so we're gonna get into it. If someone was to challenge your ideas or harshly criticize them, how would you respond and why?
Well, I've had this situation come up where somebody criticized me pretty harshly in front of other staff members, and I really tried to remain calm. I asked them to politely that we would just discuss it later, not in front of other people, and I continued to do what I was doing, dropped my patient off and finished report, and then I stepped out with the person and we had a discussion in the hallway privately.
Very good, very good. Okay. Now, give me an example of a time when you faced a complex problem and the steps you took to procure a viable solution to that problem.
Well, sometimes problems come up in our cases that need to be troubleshot with everybody from the team. So if a problem comes up, usually I try and get everybody's attention, try and put the focus on the problem, and coming up with a solution at the time. If it's something that's an emergency, I take the steps to do it, what needs to be done immediately, and then I call for assistance from my colleagues and teammates. So.
Very good, very good. Okay. Sometimes it is necessary to work in an unsettled or rapidly changing work environment. Mm-hmm. When you have found yourself in that position in the past, what have you done?
It can be very fast-paced where I work right now. There's a lot of production pressure, so when you have that kind of pressure, you try and do the best job that you can do, as safe as you can do it. But sometimes I have to sometimes take a step back and take my time and make sure that I'm not cutting corners to make sure the patient remains safe, that things are done correctly, and that we're not cutting corners just to save time.
Oh, that's very important, especially in those situations where it's very likely you're going to be understaffed. Mm-hmm. So not cutting those corners is, like you said, very important. Right. Okay. How do you feel is appropriate to handle a coworker that is not cooperative with the workflow of the team's efforts and overall is difficult to work with in general?
You know, when you think about it, people come to work with their problems from home. And I do try to put myself in their position as far as maybe something's going on with them personally that's reflecting their job at work. I do try to make sure that I take the emotion out of it and I don't react quickly. I take the time to think about it and think how I could respond to them objectively and without criticizing them in any way, but taking into account that they may be taking something to work with them personally that isn't anything to do with their job.
Okay, very good. Okay, so do you prefer to work in a team environment or a more solitary environment?
I do like the team environment. I think it helps you collaborate on things and gives people an important role in taking care of a person, a patient. So I do like the team effect, the team concept, and versus being on my own.
Especially with patient care, more eyes means less things get missed, less things fit through the cracks. So
that's right. Yeah.
Okay. And so, as far as working with others, what makes you happiest and what makes you most effective and cohesive with other team members?
Well, we spend a lot of time together, so it's like my work family. Mm-hmm. So I do try to take interest in what they do outside of work to try to create a bond between us, which does help to generate a more team environment. When people feel comfortable, they feel like you care about them genuinely. I mean, I would never ask anybody to help me do something that I wouldn't offer my help to them as well. So think respecting other people and taking interest in what they do outside of work, I think helps to glue that cohesiveness together, to work together and do a good job together.
Absolutely. It's very important, especially when you come to work, that you don't kind of have to change your persona, change your personality when you go into work. And like what you said, when you go and you talk to someone, you kind of have an emotional connection with them. You're not having to change your personality. And when you can be your normal self with your work, you do work at your highest capacity.
Yep, so, you do. That's true.
Okay. And then what is it you need from a supervisor in order to make yourself work at the highest capacity while maintaining a high job satisfaction?
I think it's critical to give positive affirmations, to make sure that the team and your employees know that they're doing a good job when they do a good job. Being felt respected and appreciated goes a really long way. And that for maybe one thing that you find wrong, you need to come back with a few more things that you find right, so that you keep that balance of positive and negative with morale and with employee satisfaction.
Okay, yeah, that question is just as much for you as it is for me. So I like to take a poll and find out kind of how people learn best. Yep. And that leads into the next question: when receiving constructive criticism from a manager or coworker, how do you best handle that information?
Well, 20 years ago, I probably would have cracked. But I take full responsibility and accountability for the job I do when I go to work. So I automatically come from a standpoint of, I did something wrong. I failed in some way. How can I make it better? How can I improve to not do it again and to do a better job the next time? It just comes down to being completely responsible for my own actions. I don't blame anybody else or come up with any kind of excuse. If something happened on my watch, it's my responsibility.
Very good. Okay, and lastly, we're considering many qualified candidates for your position. What sets you apart from the other applicants, and what single message do you want to leave us with in our consideration for this position?
I am probably one of the most loyal, authentic, hardworking people, compassionate people you'll ever find. I love what I do. I love people. I love helping people. I have a servant heart, and I would do a great job for your company.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Great. Thank you.